Hey everyone, we're here in Sheep Meadow, overlooking the beautiful skyline of New York City. And on today's walking tour, we're going to be exploring the Upper West Side of Manhattan. But first, I'll give you a little bit of a tour of the skyline. So the building that you see right there, that little top, is the brand new 270 Park Avenue building. This building right here is One Vanderbilt. That tall building next to the one with the gold top is 53 West 53rd Street. This pencil tall tower here is the Steinway Tower, which sits at 111 West 57th Street. Then you have the famous J.W. Marriott Essex House and 157 West 57th Street. Then you have the tallest building on New York City's Billionaires Row, which is Central Park Tower. And then 220 Central Park South by Vornado. Sheep Meadow is an amazing place. It's one of my favorite places in all of New York City. And we only have probably about a month left to enjoy it before the weather starts getting really nasty. So if you're visiting New York, I would highly recommend taking some time out and visiting Central Park's Sheep Meadow and taking in arguably some of the greatest views in all of New York. From here, you can really get a perspective of just how tall these buildings are on Billionaires Row. Also, you could see one Central Park West as well as 15 Central Park West, and then the entire skyline of the Upper West Side of Manhattan. So let's go ahead and start to head over to the Upper West Side and get the walking tour started. It's almost like a summer day here. That huge building on the Upper West Side is Extel's newest development. As you can tell, Extel is known for these super tall glass skyscrapers. But now that we're a little bit further over towards the east side, if I zoom in, you can see 432 Park Avenue. You could also see the very top of the Pierre Hotel, as well as the General Motors building and the Sherry Netherland Hotel. So my office is over this way, 590 Madison Avenue. Again, standing really directly in the middle of Central Park, you get a good perspective of the layout of Manhattan. You could even see 15 Central Park West, which is considered the limestone Jesus building. That is a Zeckendorf development that was built during the depths of the great financial crisis, but also achieved a near full sellout at record price per square foot levels. Zeckendorf Property Developers also is responsible for this building right here, this beautiful limestone building, in partnership with Robert A.M. Stern. That is 520 Park Avenue. But let me know what you guys think. Do you like the glass encased skyscrapers that you see on the skyline, or do you like the limestone facade Robert A.M. Stern works? I would consider 15 Central Park West, 200 Central Park South, and 520 Park Avenue is the trifecta as it relates to the works of Robert A.M. Stern. We'll take one more kind of panoramic look. So these two buildings that you see right here, right in front of 157, that is the J.W. Marriott Essex House, as well as the Hampshire House. And some of my favorite units inside 157 sit just above the Essex House sign. I believe that's one of the most unique views that you can get on New York City's Billionaires Row. One of my favorite architects that's responsible for some of the best buildings on Manhattan's Upper West Side is the architect Emery Roth. And we've done a walking tour of the Upper West Side of Manhattan, exploring exclusively the Emery Roth buildings. In a video coming up soon, we'll be exploring the Rosario Candela projects of the Upper West Side, which is going to take us to Riverside Drive all the way by the Hudson River. That's a big bonus of the Upper West Side as opposed to the Upper East Side, because the Upper West Side, if you live here, not only can you enjoy Central Park, but you can enjoy Riverside Park as well. One more look at the view here. And we're going to exit the park by the famous Tavern on the Green. Anybody here who's watching this ever been to Tavern on the Green? It was closed down during the pandemic, but fortunately, it opened back up. Here you can see the main running path and the biking path here at Central Park. And this is the entrance to Sheep Meadow. And then this is looking northbound. This would be towards the Dakota building. If you continue to walk up this path, you'll run right into the Dakota on 72nd Street. But this is your view. If you come here and you go for a jog, you go for a bike ride, you have this unbelievable vantage point looking at some of the best buildings in New York City. But for now, we'll make this right. And we'll take a look at the main entrance to Tavern on the Green. Such beautiful landscaping here. And then of course the backdrop is New York City's Billionaires Row. And you can see there's an event going on. It shows reserved. there you have that brand new X-Tail building here, which there's going to be another brand new X-Tail building going up on the Upper West Side. Today you're going to see a lot of the beautiful brownstones and the townhomes. You'll notice that the Upper West Side is more of a laid-back residential neighborhood filled with great restaurants and cafes, coffee shops. We're now exiting Central Park, coming up to Central Park West and 67th Street. You can notice some of the leaves starting to change color now. Pretty soon we're going to have full-blown foliage in Central Park. We'll go ahead and make a right, and we'll briefly head uptown. This is the corner of West 68th Street. See all the different city bikes and the like. Here you have the First Church of Christ Scientist here, which is a very, very beautiful building. Really stunning architecture. The music is a little obnoxious though from those rickshaw people or whatever it's called, pedicabs. Here you can see 75 Central Park West. One of my favorite residential buildings on Manhattan's Upper West Side. Maybe we'll go down here first to get away from the music. But my favorite residential building on Manhattan's Upper West Side is the San Remo. That is one of Emery Roth's most famous residential buildings. And the building is so recognizable from the inside of Central Park. You have these two beautiful towers. And then, of course, standing on the corner, looking back, you can see Central Park Tower and 220 Central Park South. And now we'll explore some of the beautiful tree-lined streets of the Upper West Side.
Jeden dzień будем брать
Really stunning architecture on the facades. I'll kind of stand back so you can see some of the flower beds on the windows. So the old site of the ABC building that you see here was purchased by Extel, and those buildings are coming down in order to build another super tall tower. I think this one is going to stand over 1,200 feet tall. I really love the awnings, the overhangs of the buildings. It just gives off a very classy neighborhood residential vibe and feel. And all the tree cover really makes a difference. It feels, I'd say, maybe 20 degrees cooler here. Once we get to the corner here, we're going to be able to see southbound down into Lincoln Center.
She's very good. I didn't know it's her. We're all graduating except Sophie. But you're all. You know, you told us like 5 times.
So once we're having like a
We're now coming up onto Columbus Avenue. Columbus Avenue is where you're going to see a lot of the restaurants, and on the weekends they close down the majority of Columbus Avenue to vehicles, so it's only pedestrians, which is really quite nice. All up and down Columbus Avenue, you're going to be able to see these original pre-war buildings. It's a very iconic and quintessential Upper West Side shot with all the fire escapes and the like. We've now made a right and headed northbound. You'll also notice it's a very dog-friendly neighborhood. Also a very family-friendly neighborhood as well. I enjoy strolling through the Upper West Side, particularly during autumn and Halloween, because all the brownstones are decorated quite tastefully for the holiday. Here you can see Columbus Avenue open streets from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. May 4th through October 26th. Lots of beautiful restaurants. Right here, we're coming up on Joe Coffee. This is a good coffee house here. I actually went here earlier in the day today.
Have some.
So it's a very holistic. Never bitter about it.
Look at how unique this shot is. This guy just drinking his coffee, sitting down with his dog. And then just everybody out enjoying their Sunday evening. Okay, we're going to continue to head northbound here. This is the corner of West 69th Street. We'll take a quick detour just because I want to show you a lot of the beautiful brownstones and townhomes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about these properties. It just really adds a lot of character to the neighborhood when you could just be so close to a lot of the restaurants, coffee shops, but then just walk home, but walk up a stoop as opposed to going into a big luxury high-rise. Here's a lot of the older ones. These are predominantly multi-family housing. Just look at the detail on these stoops here. Very nicely done. You have these beautiful planters here. Many of these have been restored, a full facade restoration. Take a look at the stoop from this angle. Look at how big those bay windows are across the street.
I didn't want to be like, yeah, I think most people knew that.
Let's go ahead and cross the street, and then we'll head back to Columbus. I just wanted to show you a few of the brownstones. Man, these are gorgeous. Could you imagine just sitting in these bay windows and hanging out, reading a book or something like that? So peaceful. Some of these, they've done a really good job with the landscaping. Very nice. In my opinion, I like the original brownstones, but I think this one also works because you have the white with the contrast of that door. This is a beautiful one. Look at that. This looks pretty brand new, if I would say. This probably has been fully ripped and replaced. Many of the facades have gone under full restoration. One of my favorite things about the Upper West Side is the Museum of Natural History, but I can't stress enough how great Riverside Park is as well. Oftentimes in the summer, Central Park just gets way too crowded, but very seldom do tourists ever get over to Riverside. So it's almost as if you have your own private park. Very lively. But you also have Magnolia Bakery here on the corner. My favorite Magnolia Bakery in the city is right at Rockefeller Center, because it's within the only holdout building within the Rockefeller Center complex. This angle is pretty cool because you can see the juxtaposition between the original Upper West Side and the encroachment of the new luxury developments on the Upper West Side. All the bars are packed, the restaurants. Jeez, gotta watch the kids. I almost made that catch though. This is now the corner of 70th Street and Columbus. I really like this building. This lone little holdout here on Columbus. I also love how the sun is setting right on those brick facades there. You have the Lululemon here, so you have a lot of the like upscale boutiques, things like that. It looks like they're playing live music. Wow, check this out. That's such an interesting view of the Steinway Tower. See, these buildings are so big you could see the spire of the Steinway all the way from the Upper West Side. It's so unique. This is like a ganache store. I think that's how you pronounce it. This is now 71st Street and Columbus. You have a lot of the bodegas, corner stores. And again, that X-Tel building really stands out. See all the outdoor dining at the restaurants. I believe the restaurant next to this one is called Parm, P-A-R-M, and it's very good. Coming up on 72nd Street here. If we were to make a right, that'll take us to Central Park West, where you have the very famous Dakota. One of my all-time favorite coffee shops is right over here. It's called Black Press Coffee.
Are you blushing?
Okay.
Yeah, you guys too.
Okay, we're now crossing northbound on 72nd. I just can't get over how much of a brilliant idea it was by the city to close down the streets on Sunday. Because you could grab a coffee, read a book, and just enjoy the city without any of these meddling vehicles. This is the coffee shop here on the left. This is Black Press Coffee. That's one of my all-time favorite places in the city right there. You know, Zucker's Bagels is also very good. Sits right on the corner of 73rd Street and Columbus Avenue.
Will be on. Class to the CIA. You're calling it an institute. So you picked up a little
Yeah, the last 2 years.
I mean, wouldn't you agree that it's so much better that we make communities for the actual community? Wouldn't you say? I mean, this could be a normal, everyday occurrence. People enjoying their time, enjoying the neighborhood. And in a major city with so much public transportation, we don't have to prioritize vehicles. We could prioritize the people who live here. There's a cool barber shop. Wow, I've walked past here a million times and I've never noticed these Juliet balconies here. How unique is that?
And I was like, okay, but like now I know that you know. So if I don't look at that, it's only your fault. And then they like didn't respond. Really funny. I was like, I called them. I was so mad. I was like, oh my dad, yeah.
Oh wow, look at this. You have an entire chess competition across the street. How cool is that? Let's check that out. An entire community chess event. That is stellar. You never know what you're going to see in New York City. That's one of the main benefits of living here. There's never a day that's the same. Oh, look at this omakase place. So $78 per person for a 12-course omakase. You know, the best omakase I've ever had was in Seoul, Korea. Oh, excuse me, it was actually in Suwon, Korea. And it was $32 for 2 people total. And it was some of the best sushi I've ever had in my life. I'll have to keep that place in mind though. 74th Street. I always like trying different places, new places. Oh, wow. If you're interested in Emery Roth architecture, we filmed an entire series on Emery Roth buildings in New York. And please go ahead and check it out. I put a lot of work into that series. But this is the San Remo. Beautiful building. And coming up soon, we're going to be doing a Rosario Candela series, which will take us mainly on Riverside Drive. I'd say one of the most famous Rosario Candela buildings is in Sutton Place, 1 Sutton Place South. You also have 740 Park Avenue, which is another Rosario Candela building, the likes of which Steven Schwartzman has a home there. And it's interesting because Rosario Candela, for those of you who don't know, he was an Italian-American architect, mostly known for the interior grandeur of the architecture and the floor plans that he made. Nobody really made apartments like Rosario Candela in terms of the overall square footage, the size, the grandeur. And a lot of his clients, his most notable clients, were some of the wealthiest New York socialites at the time. And after the 1929 stock market crash, a lot of those Rosario Candela apartments were seeing drastic price reductions because not a lot of people had money anymore to spend on these extravagant and very large and luxurious apartments. This is West 76th Street. And pretty soon we're going to get to the one and only Museum of Natural History. But I think this is a good place to end the tour. So if you guys enjoyed that walking tour of Manhattan's Upper West Side, feel free to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and as always, we will see you in the next one, and thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to subscribe to our free investor letter, please do so with the Substack link in the description, and we'll see you all in the next one. Take care and God bless.